the Q&A call for the auto enthusiasts on YouTube. If you can hear me, please let me know. I am currently in Japan at the moment. Let me lower the TV here. Let me know if you guys can hear me and see me. This is the shirt that I got at the Nissan headquarters a few months ago when I was there in Japan. Awesome. Looks like you guys can hear me. Quickly on the call, just let me know where you are tuning in from, everybody. I'll give some shout outs. And if you're a VIP member at learnautobodyandpaint.com or not, let me know. Type in VIP from wherever, or if you're just from a location just tuning in today, tuning in tonight, just let me know. It is daytime here. It's 9:00 a.m. in Japan right now, and things are okay so far. So we got Mr. Arnold in the house. We got Jack, Mad Max, Kelvin, Joshua. What's up? What's up? Milwaukee. Pete, Mr. Pete, what's up, y'all? Hope everybody's doing safe. We got Kevin, VIP from Hawaii. Arnold Smith, Idaho, VIP. Arnold, Rich Eddie, that's a cool last name. Rich Eddie. Are you Italian? Rich Eddie, huh? VIP North Carolina. Joshua says it's 7 p.m. What's up from Arizona? North Carolina, VIP. Hope everybody is doing safe. Not doing safe. Hope everybody is safe and doing their thing at home. I mean, guys, it's crazy. How long is this going to go on? They're saying that the U.S. is going to peak with the virus in about 2 weeks' time. Hopefully, it goes like this and levels out and comes down. That's what we're all waiting for. We need the economy to wake back up and people to get back into work. And it's just crazy, crazy, crazy stuff. I'm glad we got people tuning in. I'm glad some people are still working. Who's working right now? Who's actually still working at their job or doing some kind of work, or who is not working? So Arnold says, got my Mini X16 and GunBudd today. So excited. Awesome. Arnold, you should definitely send us a picture or a video of a review or something. Let us know how you like it, especially GunBudd. I really love the product. It's super cool. You taught me a lot. Awesome. I'm essential, so I'm still working. Business is booming. What business are you in, Aaron Smith? Because business is booming. That is awesome. Maybe we might want to share so other people can get some ideas. So we got people still working. Yeah, for real, everyone. I'm not paranoid or whatnot, but safety and respect. Please, everyone, stay inside. Yes, I'm still working. I'm essential. I'm retired. My wife is working. I'm retired. I got the wife to work. Much love from the Big Island. What's up, Shaka Shaka, my brother? Can I put 2K? We already got Q&A coming in. Can I put 2K primer over after dusting it? Technology manager, working mostly from home, but still have to check in the equipment room. Doing double plumbing and heating. Brooklyn. Awesome. I sell used parts on eBay, so that's good. That's kind of online work, I guess. You don't have to really be out if you have parts, that you pack and ship. That's awesome. I'm on sabbatical for now, but they keep calling me in for emergencies. Oh God. Which gun is good for base coat? I would recommend the Atom X20 or 27 high volume, low pressure for base coat. If you check out Zoolaa.com, you can check out those guns right here. Very good gun. I love them. What else? Hope all is well. Okay, great, guys. I'm glad everybody's doing well. So if you want to give a quick like, give a quick like. We got 30 people on the stream. Didn't get the invite as usual. Guys, I've been getting a lot of emails to our customer support saying they're not getting the notifications when we go live. So the main thing you want to do is, if you need to be subscribed, number one. And if you are subscribed and you're not getting the notifications, the bell has to be on notifications to all notifications. So I would unsubscribe and then resubscribe and then once you resubscribe, you'll see the bell for, you need to tap the bell for notifications. That's the thing. So if you're just subscribed, I don't think you're going to get a notification. You have to turn on the bell and turn on all. So Pete says, I get emails to both my personal and business. So yes, turn on notification on YouTube. So that's what you guys got to do. Make sure you turn on your notifications. Okay, so Tony, keep it positive and get ready for the zombie apocalypse, the awakening. Sorry, my PC goofed. Can you reply to the question on Krylon? So Krylon, if you could wash it off, I would wash it off and then put new 2K primer on it. If you don't want to wash it off with lacquer thinner and you want to just kind of go over it, I would kind of wet sand it with 400 grit, okay? And then dust your 2K primer on it. If you go too thick at once, the 2K might eat up your 1K primer and kind of give you a chemical reaction. So I would dust it on. Once it starts looking okay, then I would go heavier and heavier coats until you're completely covered. So that's my recommendation for going over 1K. But ideally, if you could just wash it off with thinner, I would just wash it off and get rid of it. Okay, guys? How long for the new spray gun? I guess everybody's talking about this. It's actually a little delayed right now. So we're looking about 60 to 90 days before the Atom X88 Infinity comes out. This is the one in the world version that I have in my hands right now. But it's going to take a while, but I will be doing a update once they get closer to basically releasing the gun to the public. So I will keep you posted on that, guys. I know some of you guys are very excited about that. Okay. All right, so let's get into some quick Q&A, guys. I know a lot of you guys. Yeah, have you guys seen that Mazda CX-5 video that I finally got up and running? So that was a 23-minute version that I put up. There's actually, I was going to release a 1-hour version of that. I have it uploaded to YouTube already. If you guys are interested, I can kind of, I'm thinking of just giving that away. It's a little bit, it's more in depth because I just figured that 1 hour, it was actually 1 hour and 4 minutes. It was really long in some parts. And I just know the attention span of most people. They're not going to sit there and watch a 1-hour video. So, man, our connection is not that great at the moment. So I recut it. I spent a half a day. I recut it into 23 minutes. And basically the average watch time of that video is about 10 minutes from my analytics. So it's a good thing I cut it down. But for some of you guys, I mean, there's going to be a handful of people out there who really want to see the in-depth of it. And that's already in VIP, which is more like 4 hours, 3.5 hours or so of that complete project. But I do have a 1-hour version that I'm thinking of releasing as well. Pistol Pete said, if it was 2 hours, I would have watched it. Well, we do have a long version in VIP. So keep your, don't forget about that. Okay, so Chris Brooks let's start up with some questions up here. So, okay, here we go. Hey, Tony, hope your family's doing well. Quick question. What is your opinion on the inflatable spray booths? Are they good to spray in if a garage isn't possible? Well, guys, if I didn't flee to Japan 12 days ago, I would have had a lot of content on the inflatable garage. My buddy in Hawaii, my buddy Tony in Hawaii, he's at the new shop right now, just taking care of business there. I don't know. I have to talk to him and see if he got the inflatable spray booth. But once I get back to Hawaii and things, after all of this chills out, like I have tickets going back in June and July with my whole family, like because I'm basically moving my family from Japan back to Hawaii. But I'm kind of pending right now because of what's happening with this whole virus situation, if you guys know what I mean. It's kind of uncontrollable at this point. A lot of things are in limbo right now. But once I get back to Honolulu, we're going to have a ton more auto body videos for sure. I mean, I suspended my CX-5, my CRV project that I was supposed to paint. I mean, all of that was just in the air because I had to fly out to Japan to be with my family. So I still have projects pending there. But as far as the inflatable spray booths, keep in mind that you have to have it plugged in. Some versions, the versions that I know of, they're kind of like the children's bouncy playpens. You ever see those bouncy playpens that you have to put air in it and it keeps it inflated? So if you turn it off after you paint, it's literally going to crumble on your paint job. So what some people also do is build a PVC and safely turn it off, and it'll just kind of deflate on your PVC frame, and you can go home for the night without wasting electric or having it on all night blowing air. You know what I mean? So keep that in mind. I don't know which version you're looking at, but I know some of them work really well. I don't have first-hand experience, but I will very soon once I get back to Honolulu. So just keep that in mind. Okay, Tony, what have you found that works well in terms of spray gun stand holders? Any advice? I don't have one yet. I would just go to Harbor Freight, like I said, or Amazon. You can pick up a stand for like 15 bucks, give or take. And I mount mine, like I've had mine for 20 years. I just mounted it on a solid block of wood. And I just bring that in my paint booth or wherever I'm painting. I just put it on my desk, set it up, and I have my stand for my gun. I don't have, sometimes some guns with the side feed, they don't really fit that well in there. I just rest it on the desk. But keep that in mind. Let's see. Shaka Ripper, I'm painting a 30-year-old hood, Honda hood. How many coats of paint and clear would you recommend, Brada? So I would make sure you just sand that thing down really good. I don't make sure it's nice and smooth. I would spray 2 coats of filler primer on it. You can block it down with wet sanding, 400 grit wet sand, or even use a DA, maybe 320 grit, and then wash it down with 400 grit. Just get it nice and flat. Then you would be putting like 2 coats, 2-3 coats of base and 2-3 coats of clear. Base, I usually spray base until I get a good coverage. And that could be anywhere from 2 coats to 3 coats, until you get good coverage. I know the internet's not that great right now, but hopefully you guys are hearing me. If you guys are hearing me, let me know in the chat that we're still on board here. The internet is not the best. So hopefully that helps. Shaka Ripper. Tony says, what are some of the do's and don'ts when applying meteor gray metallic base coat? How many coats of base coat and how many for clear coat, and does direction of spray matter? So anytime you're spraying any type of metallic, on the last coat, I like to do a drop coat and crisscross my patterns, especially over panels. So, if you're painting a hood and fender, and then you're just going across one way, I like to kind of cross it the other way, turn up my pressure a little bit to like 29 or even 30 pounds, and then just kind of like dust it. Go all kind of, make sure you're laying it on really nice. So you're going to use a little bit more base that way, but you're going to make sure that it's blending well into all your corners and adjacent panels and whatnot. You guys know what I mean? And then clear coat, I usually lay 2 medium heavy coats of clear coat. If you want to go 3 coats, go ahead and do 3 coats. Aaron says the Mazda turned out super dope. I wish I had better video. I think I do have better video of some of the shots on the Mazda, but the bodywork came out seamless on the hood. Looks really cool. And the candied mirrors and the rear spoiler. Yeah, the stream is pretty blurry today, so I'm not going to stay on too long, guys. The stream is pretty blurry. Let's go down, see how the chat you're coming through. Still here, loud and clear. Okay, so I'm going to go back up. Somebody said, is there a kind of formula to figure out how much paint you need to do a vehicle? Yeah, there is a formula. Do different paints require different amounts of paint? A gallon, paint B gallon and a half. Okay, so when doing single stage enamel, usually a 1 gallon kit will be enough to paint a large car or a truck. If you're doing like something like a 15 passenger van, you might need maybe a gallon and quart or a gallon and a half. This is single stage. And keep in mind, when painting single stage, the mixing ratio is different. Okay, so a gallon of enamel might give you about a gallon and a half of sprayable once you add your hardener and reducer in it. Maybe a little bit more. Okay, a gallon and a half to a gallon and 3/4 of a gallon. Okay, that's what you're going to get with single stage. Okay, and that's usually enough to paint a Lincoln Town Car, no problem with single stage, or a large quad cab truck. Okay, you'll have a little bit of leftover, maybe, but you'll have definitely have more leftover for a mid-size sedan or a two-door coupe. You'll have even more leftover. Okay, this is single stage. Now, when painting base coat, clear coat, most times a gallon setup is enough, okay, for any full-size car or pickup truck. A gallon, because the gallon will make, again, it'll make close to 2 gallons of clear coat. You know, a gallon and a half to a gallon and 3/4 of clear coat, okay, because of the mixing. Sometimes it's, 2 to 1, sometimes it's 4 to 1 project, okay, for painting a 4-door sedan car or a truck. With base coat, keep in mind that most base coats are a 1-to-1 mixture. So if you have a gallon of base coat, that'll give you 2 gallons of sprayable, which is a lot of material. Okay, you could do interior, exterior of a 4-door sedan, meaning all door jambs, the body 2-3 coats, in your trunks and all of that. You'll probably get close to using your 2 gallons if you do that, but that'll be enough, buying 1 gallon, okay? If you're painting a car the same color, okay, so if your car is red, faded, 15-year-old red car, okay, but the red's still there and it's faded mostly on the roof and trunk, okay, you can probably get away with just getting 2 quarts of base car 2 times, just dusting it and just going over with a light coat around the car 2 times and getting it all one color looking. So that's fine. You could even get away with a quart sometimes, depending, okay? Because you're only going to be really dusting the sides of your car to make it match the top, because the top had most of the fading and peeling, right? So, for instance, like the CRV project that I'm about to do in Hawaii, I could probably get away with a quart of my brown base coat if I decide to paint it the same color, because only the tops are faded and some of the sides. And you could just basically stretch it and use it. I'd probably get more like a quart and a half, so I get, like 2.5 gallons, well, 3/4 of a gallon of sprayable material. All right, so hopefully this makes sense. Hopefully this makes sense. Okay, so let's go down. When you say, so Jack Callis says, last goofy question. When you say wash the 1K primer off, do you mean take it off down to the former surface? Yeah, like take it off. You get some lacquer thinner on a rag and just wash it off. Take it all off because it's crap primer. Michael says, if the clear coat is eaten away, not flaking, can you epoxy primer to seal it without creating issues later? Yes, you can. I would actually, Michael, you would have to feather it out though. You can't just prime on top of it. Okay, so you would feather it out. I would use maybe like a 280 grit sandpaper or a 320 grit. Feather all your clear coat, make sure it's nice and flat, sand the whole surface, and I would 2K prime it. I wouldn't etch prime it or epoxy prime it. I would 2K prime, use filler primer, okay? Okay, hopefully that helps. So I'm moving down. Okay. Hey, Tony, when working with motorcycle fiberglass bodywork, do you recommend spraying with a primer sealer before base? Okay, so normally, guys, primer sealer is a 2K primer. If you add a little bit more reducer to a primer filler, it becomes a primer sealer. So I usually don't really use a primer sealer. I just go finish with a 2K prime filler primer, okay? because that is a perfect foundation to paint over. And as Tony, on the Atom X16 Mini, what PSI do you recommend for it? I recommend spraying base coat, full pattern, full width, full fluid flow, 26, 25, 26, 27 PSI trigger pulled. So that means you adjust trigger pulled, okay, air only coming out, okay, you adjust your gauge down here at 26, 27 PSI, okay? Blending with rattle cans for small areas damage advice. So yeah, just basically when you're blending, you want to hold your rattle can out further and just hit multiple cross angles, okay? LR Wilson, would you recommend primer or adhesion promoter, I think you're saying, on the plastic molding on the lower part door covers the rocker panels? Yes. So I would literally wash down your bare plastic with the green Scotch-Brite pad or 400 grit sandpaper. Let that dry. Spray some Bulldog adhesion promoter on it. Then to wash that down, sand it flat with 400 grit, which will give you a smooth, flat surface. Then you can base coat clear that, and it'll give you a clean, glossy surface just like it would be on your hood or fender. Do you know what I mean? Is 400 grit okay for prepping the clear coat prior to spraying primer and paint? Yes. That's what I say. That's what I always cover. Again, Tony, you're the man. Thanks for your advice and input. I would have not thought about this except another VIP question me about the Krylon primer. Can you use a cordless orbital sander when sanding a car? Yes, you can. Why not? All right, everybody liking this so far? Give a quick like if you're liking it. Hope you guys are doing well. We've been on for how long now? We've been on for about 30 minutes now. Awesome, awesome, awesome. And yeah, I think hopefully this helps out. Courses, I'm learning. I actually did my first 4 option trades in the past 2 weeks here, and I made a few $1,000s. Pretty cool. I'm excited. So yeah, guys, so if you guys are interested in checking out the GunBudd, they are available at Zoolaa.com over here or on Amazon. Super cool product, which you can get in at 5 easy payments of $19.95 if you want to join. I'll give you the link to that right here. And also, if you guys are interested in these times of making money flipping cars for profit, here is a little guide that I put out. It's getting great reviews on Amazon for the 29 rules of car flipping success right there, guys. So that's pretty much it. I'll see you guys on next week about the same time. In the meantime, have a great day. And yeah, you can see VIPs on the call. Love a VIP. So yeah, have a great time, guys. Be safe. Have a good weekend. It's Friday morning here in Asia. Thursday night for you guys. You have another day to go, but I think most of you guys are not working anyway. So just be safe, stay indoors, you know, learn something new like what I'm doing. You know, I'm working, but I'm also learning something. That's my goal for 2020. So again, talk soon. Have a great day. Hit the like if you haven't, and I'll see you on next week about the same.